Okay, so thank you very much for coming. And today too, we are going to study about the short term and the power of basic introduction to the modern day life of calm spirituality and success, written by Master Liu Ho Okawa. So he gave us the description of this book in the beginning of the lecture, in the beginning of the first chapter, and the Master Liu Ho Okawa said, "This book deals with a religious topic. I believe it will ultimately serve as an introduction or perhaps as an answer to issues about how to start a religious life and how to develop a religious character." So this book is a perfect book for us to use to develop a religious character and also start the religious life. So how can we start? How can we start it? We have a chat. Oh yeah. Oh, yes. So yeah. So this is the beginning of the lecture. And Master gave us the example of a religious life in modern society. And he said, Mr. Tetsuharu Kawakami was a Japanese baseball player known for his outstanding batting ability, who later became manager of the Yomiuri Giants. He once commented that in his peak batting conditions, a pitch ball would appear stopped where he stood in the batter box. So he is a really famous baseball player in Japan. But in his best conditions, the ball throw from the pitcher seems like stopping to his eyes. And he said, "Since I am not a professional baseball player, I cannot say and I understand this from my experience, but I can understand the feeling. It is probably similar to the feeling experienced in them. When you are feeling in your best conditions, the ball can really seem like it has stopped in the mid-air." He also stated that he could apparently see the snitches on a ball thrown from the pitcher's mound. Being able to see the snitches on the ball means that he could see the rotation of the ball. In other words, he could anticipate where the ball fly based on where it was hit. So now so in this section, Master is talking about the supernatural power. One of the famous baseball player acquired during the throughout. Throughout the process of training. Master said, since this was a split-second condition, since this was a split-second decision, that may be why he said the balls appear to have stopped for a moment. In this sense, if you keep training yourself and exceed a certain level of proficiency, you will most certainly be able to perceive a difficult challenge as an easy task. And he said, no matter what field you are in, once you reach the level of master, you will become able to do such things. But this is all the result of the power of basics. So the baseball player got a kind of like a supernatural power. But a master is saying, oh, it is a result of the power of basics. He continuously trained himself in his field. Then he became like a master. And he said, in other words, it is important to consistently practice the basics by continuously doing what you are supposed to do, maintaining your efforts in doing them thoroughly, and persevering until you can do them perfectly 100% of the time without making any mistakes. Only those who have not neglected such efforts will be able to attain such a state. So today we are going to contemplate based on that example and also based on that master's lecture, a master's explanation. So master is saying, if you train yourself if you train your basics of your work, you will be, of course, you will excel in that field. But if you don't stop it on the process, you will be able to more and to accomplish more. Then you actually acquire like a supernatural power, and also, yeah. So what I learned from here is if you polish our skills to the to the professional skills, we actually connected with the power of the heavenly world. So let us today we are going to contemplate the reason why the power of basics leads to one's religious life. So if you are not used to what you are doing, your mind is more like a beta wavelengths. But if you get used to it and also you master that field, your mind is a state of the mind of Zen meditation, very serene and quiet, but still it's professional state of the mind. And the master said in the last part, in the afterwards of this book, given that Buddhist enlightenment also increase the pursuit of wisdom, you may feel the spirit of Zen being revived in the modern age, like a spring of clear water. So if you pursue yourself in your field by polishing your basic of your work, your state of the mind will be like a state in a Zen meditation. So let us contemplate why Master Hokawa preached this now, and also why, what is the law of cause and effect in this wisdom. So let us have 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Pastor Duhokaba, for bridge the power of basics, which lead us to religious life. And the Master said in the second preface, Master said, this book is a continuation of the Power of Basics and the Power of Silence, at the time of silence, a lecture I gave while being guided by inspiration. I mainly talk about the religious feeling that flows through everyday life and work. Secular life and religious life are generally considered to be clearly separated, but I dare to teach the road to enlightenment suitable for people of modern society, modern times. So through polishing your basics, you actually feeling the religious feelings that flows through everyday life and work. But Master said, Master wants to say, we shouldn't separate religious life and also secular life. If we can make it the road to enlightenment, everything can be a training, and that will lead us to religious life. So yeah, please receive this book so that you can polish your field, polish your state of the mind at work. So thank you very much for coming, and I will stop recording.